Hey, welcome to What the Mother, episode 5. Staying alive, staying alive. Episode 5, staying alive. Okay, I can't sing. All right.
You sounded wonderful, dear. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes, but you look fabulous. I know you got your hair
Got my
done.
hair did.
You got your hair did. It looks
Long
great.
overdue, girl. Long overdue. Woo-wee.
It looks like, but don't you feel just like good and clean and new again?
I feel like a little puppy
A little puppy.
who got a haircut. I mean, I had split ends like you would not believe, but look at that. Perfect.
Perfect now.
Whoa, hey, microphone malfunction.
What is happening in life today?
Yeah, we're having a little technical difficulties, so it's been a good half an hour just trying to set this up.
Yep.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you? I could see you. I can't hear you. Oh, I can't hear you. I can see you.
I wonder how many episodes, like what episode will it take for us to actually know what the hell we're doing?
Hey, we don't have an audio engineer or anything that we can be like, hey, excuse me, my microphone's not working.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a 2-woman show here, guys.
Just the 2 of us. And our techie knowledge isn't that great. So, but for what we have,
I think we're okay. I mean, I've seen
you're the
worse.
techie one. You're the techie one of the 2 of us. So
yeah,
we're pulling it off.
And I'm having a day.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could see you. I can't hear you.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of seeing, can I just share something that's happened in my life today?
Yes. By all means.
I got new glasses.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. And they're the progressive kind where you look down so that you can read, and then you look straight ahead so you can see. But if you look a certain way, everything looks blurry. So I thought perhaps
make you feel nauseous?
A little bit. I'm trying to get used to this, and I'm wondering if I just need to go back to doing like the switch, the reading glasses and the regular, but it's only been a day, so I think I just have to get used to it.
Now, how big is the font on your phone before the glasses? Like, can you see it from space?
I actually didn't change the font because I don't know how to do that. So I've just
what were you doing? You were like,
I've just been holding the phone further and further away and making the face, that like the face that people make with like the half open mouth as you're looking. And I feel old. But what do you do? What are you going to do?
I could still see the font on my phone.
Okay.
And I think it's because I got LASIK over 20 years ago.
Oh, you fancy.
And now my vision is reverting back to, when you can't see from far, it's nearsighted.
When you can't see far, it's nearsighted. Yes.
So yes, I used to be severely nearsighted. Mm-hmm. Then I got 20/20 vision. It was amazing. Mm-hmm. I mean, it lasted me almost 20 years.
Wow.
And then I started noticing, I started squinting a little more.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the doctor. I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to need reading glasses. And he said, not yet, but you do need them again for distance. It's starting to slowly. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I I shouldn't say I only use them, but I mainly use them when I'm driving, especially at night.
Yep.
And if I'm somewhere where it's really far, like I've gone to my kids' sports games and I cheered on the wrong child because I couldn't tell who I was cheering for. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, that's not your kid. And I'm like, what? Oh, shit. It's not even the right team.
On the right team.
I don't even know if it was the right team, but I know it was embarrassing. So when I watch their games or when I'm in a movie theater or I'm driving, I put them on. But when I'm home or doing other things, I don't really need them.
You don't need them yet. Yeah. This soccer season has been sort of like that turning point where I'm looking at the field, and now I know these girls and their body movements well enough over the years that like I could tell who it is by the way they run.
Yeah.
But I'm still like, wait, is my daughter out on that field? And I'm like, shit, I need my glasses. It's that. Yeah, I need them now for sports to watch.
Yeah, you're cheering on your kid and they're like, oh, your daughter's on the bench right now.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yep, exactly. Exactly. Speaking of the whole sports thing, so we're back into spring sports. Are you a sport parent all year round, or are you just spring? What's your schedule with the kids?
I am, I think I get like a month and a half break,
Okay.
and it's soccer all year round.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my daughter does cross country in the fall
Mhm.
and track and field in the spring. And
Okay.
then they do a little bit of camps and stuff over the summer. So I'm
Mhm.
basically outside all the time.
Mhm. Now, how are you
All
as
the
a
time.
how are you as a parent on the sidelines? Are you like crazy mom, or are you just cheerleader mom? Like, how would you describe yourself as a soccer parent, track parent?
Um, my son's a goalie, so I don't say much.
Okay.
Um, Except when the ball is in that area where he is, I'm like, get it out of there.
Mhm.
That's all you hear me say, get it out
Sure.
of there.
Yeah.
Or, nice save.
Mhm.
Most of the time I don't say anything.
Yeah.
My daughter, the same thing. I'm just like, great job. Or
Right. Right.
I did yell once, and my daughter got mad at me, so I never did it again.
She gave you that look, like,
She gave me a
don't
look, and she was
you?
like, "You really upset me," and I was like, "Oh God." I don't
Yeah.
want to be that parent. I hear
Yeah.
them, and there was. Oh, I was at a game this past weekend. Oh my God,
Mhm.
the entire game. They complained, they yelled, they screamed at their kids. They screamed at the. You're screaming at a ref. I mean, sometimes the ref are adults, but sometimes they're kids.
Yeah.
What are you
Yep.
doing?
Mhm.
Your kid's not going to go play, professional soccer. I mean,
Mhm.
maybe one kid out of all these kids is going to play.
Right.
And these parents were like screaming, and we were just, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I'm definitely loud on the sidelines, but it is 100% like positivity. I get excited, cheering the girls on, yelling out their names. When Riley, especially my daughter, was younger, like she's played soccer since she was really little, and her dad was very boisterous on the sidelines. Like when they were 4 or 5, you know, "Oh, how do you miss that?" And I'm looking at him, I'm like, "They just, like, learned how to pee in a toilet. Like, could you calm yourself down?" And many times, we would just kind of, like, separate on the sidelines because I would try shutting him up, and he would get annoyed, and I get it, like, and I would just be like, "I don't wanna be associated." So we would just kind of part ways on the sidelines. But now that they're a little bit older, the kids actually like hearing him from the sidelines and cheering them on and getting a little. The only time I get a little boisterous in a negative way is it's very hard for me to see a kid being aggressive towards my kid. And I know that's part of sports sometimes. They might get a little hip check, a little elbow
Soccer's an
check.
aggressive sport.
It's definitely getting more aggressive. And there are
Yeah.
times I want to be like, bitch, you put your elbow on my kid again. I don't care if you're just getting out of a training bra. I will come out there.
I will cut you. I'm
I
Mama
will
Bear.
cut you and beat your parents. Like I do. I at that
I
like
know
I
you
need
want to
to
do
just
that, but you got to
yeah.
know soccer's an aggressive sport.
I
But I mean,
know. I know.
having a goalie son, I've seen parents who
Mhm.
also have a goalie kid, and then when you switch sides at halftime,
Right.
they're on that side with their kid, and then they pick up their stuff and go to the other side. And if
Mhm.
I did that, my son would be like, go to the car, please."
Yeah. Mhm.
Like I try to sit in the middle, and I
Yep.
usually don't say anything.
Right.
I let them play.
Mhm.
If they're doing great, I cheer them on. If they're not, I don't really say anything. I
Right,
mean, they're
right.
older. They're in high school now.
Yeah.
So, but I've learned so much about the sport. Like, I'm a big sports person myself. Like,
Mhm.
I'm a big baseball person, basketball. I like watching sports. I
Right.
like
You
seeing.
like the rules of it and all
Yeah.
of the
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I recently went to a WNBA game,
Oh.
and they were phenomenal. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, girl
Mm.
power.
Mhm.
I used to play. I'm not short. I'm not tall, but I'm definitely not 6 feet like some of these women. I'm like,
Mhm.
damn. Oh, I wish I was taller.
You played, hoops? Is that what people say? You played hoops? I don't know what I'm saying. You played b-ball?
Well, when you grow up in the city, you play a lot of basketball.
Oh, okay. Sure.
That was the
Yeah.
thing. We played basketball and we played baseball, but baseball wasn't really on a field. It was a blacktop.
Mhm.
So when you came home and your skin was
Oh.
peeled off,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why.
It's a little
Yeah.
crazy. It's
I
crazy.
remember my mom being like, "What the hell are you doing?" Look at your legs. You're not going to be able to wear a dress.
Dress. I love it.
I have scars.
Yeah.
My battle wounds, I like to say.
Oh, yeah, but it's funny though on our soccer team because we've been part of the same soccer team for quite a few years now, and so you get to know the parents, you get to know like who's going to be the more boisterous one, who's going to be the one to get our team a fine if if it goes in a certain way. But we
Yeah.
have one dad who I love him dearly, but he just can't help himself. He has to like be coach. And I'd say to him, "You're not the coach." And he's calling plays. He's telling his daughter, move up. And she'll turn around and she'll be like, shut up. And we all laugh. We all laugh. And he's like, ah, but he just can't help himself. Like, because you have those parents that think that they are the coach. And I want to say, if you want to coach, go dedicate your time, do it, volunteer and do it. But otherwise, shut your face.
Yeah.
Just shut it, yeah, but we've definitely had many parents like that. Or when you play against a team that's really aggressive or like your quote unquote rival, and then you have some of the parents that really hold on to that and they're just, what did you call them? You called ass hats.
Yeah.
The parents that are just
and there's certain parents that are really, we've had, we have a girl on my daughter's team. She's curvy. She got a big booty. She uses it to block people with the ball.
Right. Yeah.
And parents have made comments. Yeah. I'm like, you don't talk about a kid. You don't talk about someone else's kid.
No.
That's not cool. I don't like
her
that.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You don't do that. Say what you want about me. I'm brush it off.
Sure.
Say what you want about my kid. I'm going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Especially when you're an adult and you're being malicious and mean.
Listen, you can threaten to cut a girl, but you can't comment on her body. Right? There's some things you just don't do.
Yeah, I've even seen girls be like, yeah, oh, whatever, because you're fat, or whatever, because you're skinny. And I don't think that's cool.
No, definitely.
I'd rather have you tell me I suck than say something derogatory about my body.
Oh, yeah.
But I've been, my kids have been playing sports. I used to be a dance mom at one point. My daughter did dance, and I just remember that. And I feel for my dance mom friends who have to come in with a suitcase and that contraption, ka-choo, ka-choo, and then they line up all the outfits, and then they got the makeup, and then they're there all day. You got those. You got cheer moms. God bless them. Those are long days.
Those are long days. And I see my friends posting on Facebook, like, all right, one more hour of like hour 15. I'm like, geez. And they're up early, the makeup changes, the hair, the 8 different costumes. And in my head, all I'm hearing is like, ka-ching, ka-ching. Like, how much does this cost?
Yeah.
To do these things? Because I know, we have our soccer fees and with baseball, but forget it. Dance, or my friend has her son. Yeah, my friend has her son in hockey, and the fees are just astronomical. But what do you say to your kid when and this is what they're loving to do? It's you make it work.
At it this way. People are like, oh, there goes my trip to the south of France because my kid's playing soccer or whatever.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's not like it used to be. Like kids don't know how to keep busy.
Right.
There's so many rules and regulations on you letting your kid just go off to the park by themselves. You're a bad parent, or they've had people call the cops on parents who let their kids walk up the block to go on the swings.
Right.
So it's like, you want to keep them busy. You want to keep them involved in sports. You want to keep them in that competitive atmosphere where they're working with a team and they're learning how to work together and build strong relationships and accountability. So, I guess in the end, my kids have told me that they see what, my husband and I do for them and they appreciate it.
Yeah.
And they're good kids. Thank God. My one gripe about being a sports parent is the lack of restrooms. Like, what the hell, man?
Oh, I've been in those situations. It's awful.
It's terrible.
It is terrible. I know.
The last game I was at, the porta potty was unlocked, but the week before was the same spot. They locked the porta potty. I don't even want to go in the porta potty, but what if I had to go?
What if you had to go? Why did they lock it? I'm thinking that did it reach the top?
I don't know.
I think that's probably why they locked it.
Well, it was unlocked this weekend and it wasn't to the top. It didn't, I mean, it was a porta potty. It didn't really smell, but you know,
Yeah.
I come in with my wipes. I always carry toilet paper. I got my hand sanitizer.
You're
You know?
prepared.
Yes, I'm going to buy toilet seats soon.
Oh, you know what? Those paper things that you pulled out. Can I just tell
I don't
you?
trust them though. I don't trust them.
It's not even that I don't trust them. The amount of time that it takes to pull that out in one without it ripping, and then
Without
to
it ripping?
put it- right? Seriously though, and then to line it up on the toilet, and then that inside part of it, if it doesn't disconnect, you sit and pee. There, it's not going down. So the amount of time it takes, like I'm just like, forget it, and I hover. It's just building up the quads. You know, get the hover down. That's all. Yeah.
Definitely got that hover down, but it's just annoying, you know? And you know, I talk to friends. I'm like, okay, oh, you're having your game here. Oh, good. They have running water and it's warm. It's nice. One of the bathrooms was heated. Oh, it was the best. It was a cold game and we hung out in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm always checking. Like if my kid's dad brings them to the field prior to me getting there, I usually check in what's the bathroom situation. Because it's, you know, sometimes you're out there for over an hour. And at this point, like there's no holding it for that long, at least not for me. When I have to go, it's just, it has to be done. It just
I mean, in some of the drives, it's the drive. Some of them are over a half an hour away.
Yeah. No, I don't understand people who say, I can't go to the bathroom in public. I'll wait till I get home. What? Who? How do you have that strength?
Poop, maybe.
What?
I don't like, I'm not a public pooper. I don't like pooping in public.
But when you have to go, it's not like you have to go. You have that control. Maybe it's just me. If I have to go.
Number two, I do. I do. I mean, my stomach will probably jet out to about like, you know, like I'm pregnant, but I do not feel comfortable
pooping in public. Pooping in public. Make pooping in public great again. That's what I'm going to start a campaign. No, but like I'm being serious. If I have to go a number 2, I know this went in a weird direction, but if I have to go number 2, I have a limited window of time before that turns into pain. And then I'm shit out of luck. Like it's.
Yeah, you're shit out of luck, all right.
Game on. Like it's awful. It's awful.
I had a traumatic experience when I was in my 20s. In traffic, and there was a Gap bag and socks involved. And I just don't feel comfortable pooping in public.
I'm deciding on how to respond to this because, all right, you know what? I'll be true to myself. I've had it happen too. It's awful.
But I was in traffic in a car.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to make it. I wasn't going to make it to Taco Bell.
No. And all you're doing is looking around like, what can
I traumatized a family next to us.
Oh.
They saw everything.
Yeah. That's
like, I'm sorry.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay. So, soccer. But speaking of soccer, real quick, do you know what I did? It really has nothing to do with soccer, but it's a shirt that I have that says soccer mom. I had on my baseball mom shirt because, you know, you gotta just get all the gear. But the other day, I don't have a washer and dryer at my apartment. So I used the local laundromat over here. And the rule, they have signs everywhere, is that you must stay with your laundry. I don't have time for that. I'm not staying there. So I put my stuff in the wash, right? And I know I have a certain amount of time. I go and do whatever. I come back, put my shit in the dryer. I come back and whatever. The other night, I forgot that I had laundry there in the dryer. Laundromat closed up. My clothes were in the dryer. I have still yet to go back and clean them. I went to the laundromat today to do laundry, and I didn't inquire about the clothes I left there, one of which is my soccer mom shirt, because I'm so embarrassed that I broke the rules that are clearly stated in the laundromat, and I'm afraid I'm gonna get yelled at and have my laundromat privileges revoked. So I have yet to claim my clothes. Is that not
So are like
ridiculous?
delicates in there, like undies and
I don't
bra?
even remember because I did 3 loads that day, but I do know that my soccer mom shirt was in there that I would like back. So I'm wondering, is it, like, too late now to say something?
How many
Be
days has this been?
What day are we on? Tuesday? It's been 5 days.
Oh my God.
I know,
What are you doing?
I know. And when I was there today, I was kinda looking around like, is there, like, a lost and found, like, a pile of random clothes somewhere? And there
Just
were
tell them
no.
that you had to run back to the house for a second and then realize that you left it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
get your
wrong with me?
stuff.
I know. I don't know. I just feel like I broke the rules, and they're gonna be like, "Well,
Oh,
this
you
is
totally
why."
broke the rules. They're gonna,
I know, I
they're gonna
did.
yell at you. Maybe you might
Mhm,
get,
mhm.
suspended for a week.
I can't.
You can't come back here and wash your underwear for a week. You
Then I'm
dirty
showing up at
girl.
your house. I'm showing up at your house.
Just don't leave your shit in my freaking dryer,
I
man.
know, I know. Oh, anyway. Well, speaking of clothes, just segueing back in, do you invest in all of the garb for soccer or for track or for whatever sport your kid is in? Like the
Uh,
soccer mom shirts and the, you know, team logo. Do you guys have things like that or no?
I have I have a soccer mom hat
Mhm.
because I need a hat.
Right.
Um, I have a soccer mom sweater
Mhm.
with my, with like a little
With
soccer
her
ball on the
number or so.
shoulder and
Yeah, yeah.
my kid's last name. No number because it's for both kids.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
as far as track, no, I just usually just wear this. I have the school name, like the name of the school
Yeah.
district on a
Yeah.
sweater. I don't get that crazy.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
wear it all the time. I mean, it's been so cold. You wouldn't even know what I'm wearing because I've had on like
so many
4 layers
layers.
of shirts and
Mhm.
pants and
Mhm.
hand warmers and hats.
Yep.
Some parent didn't even know I was sitting there because I was so bundled up. She walks over. She's like, "Oh, I didn't even realize that was you." I said, "What you thought I was like a homeless woman watching soccer game?" Because I'm literally sitting there with a blanket and the hat, and
Yeah.
all you saw was my eyes. It was
Yeah.
so cold because the game was, of course, by the water, and then the
Oh,
restroom, because we're getting back to the restroom, was a mile away.
that's awful.
And I was like, "Do I just piss myself and warm myself up, or do I really go to the bathroom?" Sometimes you just get desperate when you're cold and you got to go to the bathroom. You got to do what you got to do.
I love though that you have that as like an option that you have control over it because I'm telling you at this point in my life, it's like it's hit or miss. Sometimes it's coming whether I want it to or not.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes I get paranoid. Like if I'm having a sneezing attack,
Mhm.
I'm like, oh my God,
The
you
legs
know?
are crossed. They got to. I mean, it's so
Yeah,
funny because I will see women doing that, whether it's a friend or just out in public doing a little bit of like the crossover or the lean, and you know exactly why.
yeah,
It's because these little terrorists have taken over our body at one point.
yeah. I told
Oh,
my kids, I was like, when you have kids,
mhm.
not bowel movements, but
No.
bladder movements, right?
Bladder movements? Is that
That's
a
what it's
thing?
called. Goes out the window.
It's a bladder movement where they're taking the streets, banging on the doors of the porta
Hey, let
potty.
me tell you, my bladder has done this. Hello, I know it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're so comfortable, but
Sure.
either you piss the bed or you get up.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were on somebody's door because I've done that. I'm not kidding. I've actually knocked on someone's door that I don't know. Yeah.
Where?
When I was walking home from school, I was in high school and I was with
To
a
use the
friend.
restroom?
Their bathroom. It wasn't even a business. It was their house.
They
And
let you in?
they let me in because I think they could see the sweat starting to form in like my brow from trying to hold it, and it was so bad. And I'm like, I am so sorry, but I'm going to pee myself if I don't go to the bathroom. And they're like, come on in. And yeah, I think I would have killed my kid if she would have done that. You know, nowadays she'd probably never be seen again. But I had to go so
Yeah, you got
badly.
lucky.
I know.
Yes, I'm not a serial killer. Come inside.
Right, exactly.
Come inside and use my restroom.
The
It's
one
right
that's
this way.
downstairs. Right, exactly.
Go down the stairs to the left.
Mhm.
Don't mind the chains and the dark. And
Right.
sure.
Ugh.
Yeah, sure. Hell no.
When you have to go. I mean,
I
listen.
mean, I've gone in some questionable establishments,
Sure.
you
Yeah.
know, or like
Yeah.
gas station bathrooms where the guy gives
Mhm.
you the key and it's hang-
Oh,
hanging from a brick,
oh, all
and
I think about.
there was a crime scene.
Yes. And all I think about though is the amount of it's a petri dish that you're holding,
Oh yeah.
right? The amount of DNA that is on that, whatever the item is. It's like,
Ugh.
ugh, it's awful.
But
Why do
we're still around. We survived.
this is true. Why do I feel like every single episode that we've done so far, which has been 5, always comes back to toileting? At
You
some
said we're
level.
going to talk about the good, the bad, and the gross.
I know,
And
but
we
I
always
just
talk about the gross.
gotta always talk about the gross. It just always comes up, whether we're on the soccer field or I don't know, shopping for a new outfit for the 8th grade dance.
Ooh.
Don't even get me started on that. Found something online, waiting for that. I know it's not gonna. It was $13 from the TikTok shop. I'm like, what are the chances that this thing is gonna fit her the right way and not be completely see-through or disintegrate if water gets dropped on it?
I was
Right?
ready to say that thing's going to disintegrate in the first time you put it in the washing machine.
I know. And it looks very pretty. Don't get me wrong, it looks beautiful, but for $13 and then it was like $25 shipping. I'm like, "What the hell?" And my kid is like, "Yeah, but mom, it's still cheaper altogether than the dresses in the store." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess so."
I've ordered from a couple of those type of shops, and it's
Mhm.
hit or miss.
Yeah.
Where
Uh-huh.
I'm like, whoa, this is nice. Okay, I'll get a few wears out of it until it falls apart. Nice.
Sure.
Okay, I can do it. Or I've gotten it, and I'm like, why is the armhole this way up and the other? You're like, who's wearing this? You know,
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
or what the zipper is askew, or you just
Mhm.
something's off.
Yeah.
So you take your
Something.
chances. You take your chances and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, I got my daughter's communion dress from one of those like sites where they have like flash sales, and I spent
Oh,
$50 on it, and
nice.
it was really nice. I got so lucky,
Lovely.
but you never know.
Yeah.
It's hit or miss with that stuff.
It is hit or miss. How did we get on that topic?
And you were talking about 8th grade
8th
dresses.
grade bathrooms. I mean, we go all over. We try. We try to have a general topic to go, talk into and lean into, but it's all these little things. It's like motherhood, right? You think you're going one way.
Well, we talk like we're 3 years
Then
old, like,
I know.
hey, I went to school today. Want a piece of candy?
Squirrel, leaf.
Yeah, I think I'm worse than my cat.
Oh
Like,
God.
lick, lick, lick. Oh, I see something in the corner. Let me just run for no reason.
Oh my
Oh.
God. That is hysterical. That
But
is
I
hysterical.
don't think I would trade it though. Watching my kids play sports, doing what they
Yeah.
love, and
Yeah.
seeing them be active and on a
Mhm.
team and working with other, and thankfully the parents,
Mhm.
on the team of both my kids' teams are great people, good
Mhm.
parents. They're fun. I've hung out with them, and because there's times where you might get a parent or two on a team, and they don't get the joke, or they just sit off to the side, and
Sure.
hey, that's fine, whatever. But you just don't want a shitty kid or a shitty parent. You
Mhm.
don't want to be like, oh, this dad's
Yeah.
going to say or do something that's
Yeah.
rude about some other kid or about his own child, or the
Mhm.
kid's not a team player, and then you're telling your kid to just suck it up and ignore it.
Right,
You
right. Yeah,
know,
we've had those seasons where you have like that one kid that is naturally gifted. And of course, scholarship bound for sure. And good for them. That's amazing. But they don't belong on our team because, like, the rest of the kids aren't quite there. And, those have been definitely tricky seasons to be part of for sure. But
yeah.
I'm distracted for a moment because my cat is ripping apart my couch once again.
Oh,
Okay. Doesn't matter.
My cat is lounging on a ledge, looking out the window because he thinks he controls the whole backyard, and he doesn't want anyone back there but him.
Sure, he's doing his job. He's on the lookout.
I think he was a dog in his former life.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seamus the dog. Yeah, no, my cats are little shits. I love them dearly, but they just I've purchased these things from Amazon where you could stick on the wall or any other surface, and it's like scratching pads, right?
Yeah,
So there's part of they don't use. There's part of a wall that they just keep scratching on, and I'm like, I'm gonna put something there you're gonna love, and as soon as I put it there, they're like, fuck that, and they go and they scratch up every other thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, it's the whole thing. It says cats are assholes. I mean, yeah. I believe that, but I gotta say, my cat's pretty cool.
He is pretty cool.
He doesn't really meow. He's like very chill, except when he's bringing me something that he's caught from outside, and I'm like, I don't want it.
Nope.
I know you love me, but I don't want that.
Nope, I'd be out. Absolutely not. No.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
I'll take the scratching of my couch. Hell no. You keep that shit outside in your backyard.
He did catch a bird, which I was shocked. But this bird was a dick too, though. This bird was the one that 4 a.m. It had like this weird it was like I was like, shut up. And then he was just tormenting the cat, and my cat was just like, I'm gonna get him, and I'm like, you're not gonna get him, he's a bird, he can fly.
Sure.
He brought him to the door.
Oh
yeah. I told my husband, I'm like, I'm sorry, you gotta deal with this.
Yeah.
And he's like, you think we could save him? I'm like, yeah, throw some peroxide on him, give him a bandage. Sure. You're not saving this thing.
Peroxide. Apple cider vinegar.
You're not saving this bird.
Ew.
The bird was like, you're not saving him. I was like, sure, babe. You want a Band-Aid for the bird?
In the arms.
That's our theme song.
Oh my God.
Sorry, this bird had to die in order for your mother to sleep tonight.
That's awful. Oh. All right. So listen, we have gone from the soccer field to the porta potties to the laundromat to killing birds.
Dead birds. Yeah, dead birds.
I think we've covered everything. Really, there's nothing more to have a podcast about.
No, we got more stuff coming next week. Don't you worry.
Don't you worry about that.
We're going to talk about fears. That's the one that I want to talk about.
Fears?
Yeah. What are you afraid of?
Oh. We
don't say porta potties either.
No, but things that might be lurking underneath. That's the only clue I'll give you. And I have some fun fears of my kids to share as well. So that will be a fun topic.
All right. Sounds good. Until then, behave yourselves.
Is that how we're ending it? We're going to try out all different endings.
Be good in the hood.
No, be good in the hood. Peace out, bitches. No, that might be offensive.
No. Until then, love your mother.
Love you.
Don't hit your brother. And be like no other.
Love it. All right.
Bam. All right.
Bye, girl.
Bye.